Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to our advanced trainings every Thursday. Today, I'm back. So if it is your first time here, welcome. My name is Petra. I've been doing this for almost 3 years now with Healy, and I've been really enjoying it. So it's been a long time, like time has flown away and flown through with all these trainings. But I was missing the session last week because I was in Bahamas. So I am back. I literally flew in this morning. Like I haven't had proper sleep for 36 hours. So bear with me tonight. If my brain doesn't make sense and if you do not make sense of what I'm saying, please ask me questions because probably my brain is kind of going in its own direction. But as always, we will be recording this. As always, everything will be recorded, and you will be able to look at that in the future. I'm just going to share this so we have all the information. So if you do not speak English or my broken English, please download your Wordly app on your phone. You can do that by scanning the QR code on the screen or going to the URL underneath the QR code, and choose the language you want this session to be translated in. So if it's something else than English, then please choose that language. And then you'll have the translation on your app and you will be seeing me on your tablet, on your screen, wherever you are and wherever you have that open. But for all the recordings and everything that you need, I'm just going to pop the link to our Facebook group. If you want to join, you're more than welcome to do so. You can ask me any questions in there. I will be posting the recording for Alaskan Gem Elixirs from last week in the group as well. You are able to download the guide that I created for you if you have any additional questions, because I have not been present physically last week. It was recorded in advance. You can always ask me questions in the Facebook group. As soon as I have extra time, I always go into the group and check. Okay, so tonight we have a beautiful session on intuition. And it's literally about how to align with your true path. So your soul's path and what that is, and how to actually build your intuition. How can we awaken it? And what does that actually mean? All of these big words that have been used around for a while. And how does that look like in practice? And how does that look like using Healy? And how can we actually benefit from the frequencies of Healy by doing so? And as always, before we dive into anything, please be aware that all these sessions that we are doing are for educational purposes only. I'm sorry. It's hot here, so I have my windows open, so there's some traffic outside. Okay, so only for educational purposes. You are more than capable of choosing what's important and best for you and for your body. And whatever I say, I'm not a doctor, so I can't answer medical questions. I will answer as best as I can, but make sure that you do have a general practitioner or any other practitioner that is supporting you along your journey. And of course, although we love Meg Healy and Healy devices, they are not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, diagnose, or prevent any disease or medical condition, because we can't really do that because it's a wellness device. And in its purpose, Healy does not do that at all, because it's not intended to do that, because it's working on a quantum field. So the approach of the device is completely different than the mentality of Western medicine. So those two will not go together. So make sure that, as I've been saying for almost 3 years now, make sure that you create the environment within your body and around your body in order to support the harmony, the alignment, the coherence of your true resonance. Okay, so tonight, is everybody hearing me? Okay, just double checking if you can hear me, or Oh, you're already answering. Okay, cool. Great. If you can hear me, just pop a thumbs up, or if you can hear me, just pop in a chat, thumbs up or something that, oh, perfect. Okay, you can hear me. Cool. Okay, so let's look at intuition. So in the chat, pop in the chat on the scale from 1 to 10, how much do you trust your intuition right now in this moment? We can hear, perfect, you can hear me. Awesome. So 2, okay, 8. So 1 being completely don't understand what intuition is. 10 being I completely know exactly how intuition speaks to me. I know what messages are. I can hear it. I act on it. I completely align with it, and I act on it every day, daily in flow, and I live in my life in flow, and there's no contraction. Yeah, so that's the 10. Okay, let's look at it. So 2, 8, 7, 9, 7, 8, 5, 9, 8. There's a lot of nines. Fives, 5 to 7. Alan, 5 to 7, what does that mean, 5 to 7? That's a big range. 5, 7. Okay, so you guys, 5.5. I love that. 5.5. 5, sometimes 5 times a 7. Okay. Okay, that's something to explore. So if it's sometimes 5, 5 times 7, what is it influencing you that, you know, when you are listening to intuition and when you're not? Okay, what is the 6767? That's a interesting number. 10. Wow, love that. 10, love it. So for those of you who have 10, that means that you have no fear and you are literally living in flow all the time. Is that correct? So you always trusting that everything is as it needs to be, and you have no irritations around you, and your intuition is actually giving you direction of all the triggers that come into your life. 776. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So there's a lot of 90% 5, 10% 10. 90% 5, 10%. Okay, cool. I love this. This is honest. Yeah. So I love when we are looking at the percentages when we're looking at intuition, right? Because that's how frequency works. Because we don't actually go, when we are in contraction, if we're feeling fear, we can't just go into joy and enlightenment. Yeah. It is a huge gap in between, like we looked at 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now. When we look at emotions and we look at the frequency of emotion and the expression of where we are on which frequency, we can still be in fear, but that fear might be 10% of the time during the day or 10% of the time during the week or month. But majority of the time we are in love and compassion and joy and openness and creativity and curiosity, right? So those are different emotions that are in between. So that gives us an estimate of where we are actually being, meaning our state of being. So the same happens with intuition. My intuitions are true. Intuition is always true 100%. Yes, so intuition can't be true 99%. You can listen to it 99% of the time, but your intuition will always be true 100% of time because it is your communication. We're going to look at that. But it depends on if you actually listen to it, if you recognize it, and if you actually act on it. That's where the percentage comes in, because it's our ego that prevents us of listening to our innate being our intuitive voice, which is a communication connection, a communication language between our essence or our higher self. I don't like that word, but and our physical self. So we're going to look at that. Okay, cool. So that's quite high numbers. So you guys are on it. Perfect. So let's look at awakening your inner guidance. So what is intuition? So intuition is the language of your soul. I like to use the language of your essence because the way I see it is we there's layers of bubbles. This is the simplest way I can explain it. So we have the bigger bubble, which is our essence, or some people call it higher self, that contains all of who we are. In where there's no time, we are who we are. That is our true essence of who we are in every level of existence. And that out of that bubble, we have this beautiful drop that comes out of it. Yeah, we have this bubble, but there's only one drop that drops in down into this beautiful realm. And this is what I see as our soul. So our soul then comes into our physical vessel, our physical body. They're all connected through the quantum field and through the bioenergetic fields, right? Actually, energetic fields, but bioenergetic field on the physical level. They're all connected. They have a thread. But on a physical body, on a physical level, there's only a percentage of our true expression that we can integrate currently, or we have integrated currently. And our intuition is like the language, the communication language between the physical, the soul, and our essence. So this is how our essence communicates through the soul with our physical form. And that's how we integrate things through, and how we integrate our essence into physical body. And it is our inner knowing meaning beyond the logic, because the logical part of us is the ego part of us that is formed by 8-7. And that means our past experiences, our observations of our physical world around us. But our inner knowing does not have any logic around it. We just know that this is it, although we might not have evidence around it. So in a way, the intuition is the bridge, like Healy. Intuition is also a bridge between your conscious mind and your essence or your higher self. So conscious and subconscious mind, all of it is consciousness. The only thing is with conscious mind, the ego comes in and tries to control and protect because of our previous experiences that were not so good, yeah, or not so positive. And that can actually cloud our communication pathways of intuition. So when we are saying that we are awakening our inner guidance, we are not awakening something completely new. This is not something that you need to learn in a completely new way or something you've never done before. This is something that has existed since forever, since you existed in energetic form. We are literally just remembering what's already within us, our way of being, of who we are in our true resonance. And that's why Healy is such a powerful tool, because it works on that level of resonance and coherence of our true harmonic state of being. So when we are actually awakening intuition, when people say, I need to work on my intuition, I want to learn how to actually build my intuition. And when we awaken intuition, what we actually are awakening within ourselves is trust. Trust in ourselves and life's timing, meaning that we understand that we are supported and everything happens the way it needs to happen, that we are not in front, we are not behind. Excuse me. We're exactly as we are right now. It's perfect. And as we need to be in this moment, and that the moment is perfect. So trust is a crucial part. We are not awakening intuition itself. We are awakening parts of the communication pathways or the language that actually is intuition. So that's trust. Second is presence, being in this moment and actually receiving. So there's a receiving part of the guidance, so receiving in this moment right now. Being in this moment means that we are aligned. And alignment is the third part and the third element of intuition. Because if our hearts and our brains are not aligned, our high intelligence or our essence cannot communicate with us because we are actually living in fear. And fear is just another word for contraction. So when we are in contraction, when we looked at the emotions in the past few sessions, when we have the expansive and contractive emotions, when we live in contraction, there is not enough space in order to, we contract the space. So there's not enough space in order for the information to flow through. And that also on a physical scientific level, what happens when we are in contractive emotions, and in one of them is fear, is our prefrontal cortex, which is our logical cortex, actually gets turned off. That happens with kids as well. That happens with us when we are triggered or in trauma. So we cannot reason with anybody that is in an emotional state. That means that when we are in contraction, there's not enough space for any new information to flow in. So this is a crucial part, because if we do not build trust with ourselves and with the life around us, and we are not present in this moment, and we are not aligned and working on surrender to a high intelligence, so we are not the one controlling life, but we are surrendering to life, that we know that we are supported, and we align the brain and the heart, intuition will not flow through, because these are the components of the intuition as a language. So people ask me, yeah, but how do I do this? How do I build intuition? How do I know that this is right for me? Well, first you need to build trust, and that happens with consistency. But you also need to first live in the moment and work on your coherence within your body, so your resonance is higher and more attuned to who you truly are. So when we look at intuition, intuition awakens as we calm the body, right? So we can't be in fear. We need to calm the body, our nervous system. We also clear the field, so our energetic or bioenergetic field on a physical level. We need to clear it, because sometimes we have holes in it. We also can hold on to other people's emotions. We also have our own blockages, which are literally just suppressed emotion and unprocessed emotion. And also, we need to listen deeply. We need to understand the language. We need to test it and see if it's fear or ego talking to us, or if it's actually our intuition, our essence. And that comes only with practice. That means that you will have to mess up. And that is okay. You need to mess up in order to learn what really works. So 3 components: trust, presence, alignment. And we need a calm body, calm, so not triggered and not agitated. Oh, sorry, zoom. We need to clear and cleanse our energetic field, and we need to be present in a moment to listen. Yes, so those are really important components. So some Healy, I'm literally going to give you directions, and I'm going to give you Healy programs to actually support that. So these are programs that I started using years ago when I actually got the Healy, and now I added the ones that are on Mag Healy. So I'm giving you the programs that I actually use to support my channels. So coherence is the first and foremost program that you need to use in order to actually channel, because channel means alignment. It means open pathway. Yes, open pathway for new information to arrive and move through, so it doesn't get stuck anywhere. So coherence aligns your brain and your heart. It expands your field, because your heart magnetic field actually expands around you. And it calms your nervous system. So you can use coherence on your Heelys, yeah, either whatever application you would like to use it with, or Mag Heelys. Ideally, if you are doing a session, I'm going to give you a mini protocol at the end. If you are doing a Healy session, meaning scanning, vibrating, applying, yes, that counts as a Healy session. I like to use both. I like to actually have coherence on Mag in order to prepare the space, so I have a clean space around me and safe space and aligned space. And then I use Healy coherence on my little Healy device while I actually meditate, while I'm present, while I do the work. So coherence balances your heart-mind field, meaning that it also brings things out and cleans things out that don't belong there. Gold cycle. People underestimate gold cycle and think they need to have all the programs. Don't get me wrong. I have all the programs and I use them majority of the time. But I still go back to the gold cycles. Being and care are both programs that actually anchor your soul alignment. They first balance your hormones and align your soul, but also take care of your heart. So, which is really important for the nervous system. It's really important on a physical level, but on an energetic and emotional level, it's important for the soul alignment through coherence as well and resonance. Another programs, two programs that I like to use are mental balance programs, which are inner unity and inner strength. Those are really, really beautiful programs in order to calm your nervous system and calm the ego down. Because we want to calm the ego down in order to calm down the nervous system. So we not disconnect, but calm down the logic brain, part of the brain, the left brain. And this also builds the connection and alignment with your true self, right? Not the ego self that actually is scared and it's in contraction, but your true self. So you understand the difference in energy. And then, of course, the aura scan, which is really important because you actually define the noise in your magnetic field. So your energy field has noise like the static on the radio when you're trying to look for different frequencies when you get music. So in between, you'll get that static noise, and suppressed emotions or, other people's emotions that we take on are all static and their own noise in your energetic field, meaning they will prevent the transmission to actually happen. So aura scans are amazing to actually determine the blockage or the limitations and noise in your energetic field. Okay, so we now know the components of how the intuition, the language actually works. Let's look at how your energy field actually speaks to you. So when we look at the intuition arises through coherence. Yeah, so we know we have the program coherence, and we know that because we need that program because intuition happens through coherence. So when our heart, our brain, and our nervous system, yes, because heart and brain work together with the nervous system, actually vibrate in harmony, we get coherence. And that is not only the heart and brain, like the Math Institute does, the heart and brain alignment, which creates the magnetic field. Nervous system is what sustains the magnetic field. And it's what actually allows you to not only receive the information, sustain the information, act on that information, then receive that, what you are creating on a physical level, in your field back. So vagus nerve is the one that actually plays a crucial role here. So vagus nerve is the messenger. Vagus nerve physically is the messenger. So the calm breath, so the calmer our breath is, the calmer our nervous system is, the calmer the vagus nerve will be. That will also equal open intuitive channel. Because we remember, for those of you who have been with me since the beginning, when I started teaching you about the energetic field and the nervous system and the meridians and how all of that is actually connected, and the fascia elements and the neurons in there. So actually, I've read the research this week, the new research now showing that fascia itself is actually a structure or scaffolding for the meridians within the body. And it's really important to understand that ancient cultures knew that for years and years. And now we are actually understanding our body more and more. And we actually, when we create, for example, when we do acupuncture or we press on fascia tissue, we create energy. Why am I saying that? Because When the nervous system is agitated, your fascia, your meridians, your nervous system is in contraction, meaning it's literally squeezed. And when it's squeezed, the channel is closed. The energy doesn't flow. So you can't expect intuitive insights if your whole body is in contraction. So vagus nerve is a crucial part if you want to have messages and connections with yourself, and your true self. It's really important to have the fascia move, have the electricity and the energy move through your body, have your meridians balanced, have your nervous system balanced. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just saying that those are important elements to look at when we are trying to build our intuition. And breath is the first thing you will do in order to actually calm your nervous system. So when we are under stress or emotional static, so emotional static can be triggers, can be suppressed emotions, can be trauma, can be so many. Trauma is literally unprocessed energy. So all of that creates stagnation and static and noise within your body and in your nervous system and in your energetic field. And that signals interference, meaning that there's interference. It's like you would be talking to someone on the call and they would be interrupted. You would not be able to hear them properly or understand them properly. So that mismatch and miscommunication can actually create chaos. And then we can't really understand if it's our ego or if it's actually our true inner guidance. But frequencies in all sorts of form, but in this case, Healy frequencies can actually clear that noise. And we have so many different options to actually clear that noise. So in order for us to actually achieve intuitive accuracy, so we have accurate messages coming from our essence to the physical level of the body, we need to have emotional regulation and we need to have energetic clarity. So what is energetic clarity? Meaning that we need to have energetic hygiene. We need to clean our energy space. We need to take care of our energetic space. We need to let go of what's not ours. We need to clean the things that we have been suppressing in order to actually have a clearer channel. That's what needs to happen, on top of the basis of the communication that we looked at before. So what are some programs that you can support yourself with to actually create coherence and more clarity within the energetic space? I love the mental balance, emotional well-being program. It really calms the emotions down. So any suppressed emotions that are coming up to the surface, these are cleared out through all the meridians and channels in the body. And it actually calms the reactive mind. And we want that because that calms your nervous system, your vagus nerve. Gold cycle again, balance. Balance is all about the hormone balance and balancing the systems within the body that influence your nervous system again. And of course, hence the vagus nerve. And that supports your homeostasis for the intuitive flow, and of course infinite flow, because then if it's open and the energy is flowing, the information will flow automatically, and the circle of physical manifestation of what you feel and what you process through the body will come out onto the physical level faster. Mag Healy. So for those of you who have the Mag Healy coherence program in the atmosphere list of programs, or emotions in the McMaker list of programs, emotions are beautiful if you are holding on to other people's energies, or you feel like, for example, you might not be aware of that you're holding on, because sometimes frequency meets frequency. So you might have a suppressed emotion and you might be surrounded with people with similar frequencies and they get attached to you. So these programs are beautiful to clear out your space and actually calm down the nervous system, because it stabilizes the field for clear reception. We want to have a clear reception because then we can hear the voice clearer, our own inner voice, right? And of course, Healy, the Vegas harmony from McMaken, which actually supports the messenger itself, yeah, the vagus nerve, and actually the smooth flow of energy without interference. So the calmer your vagus nerve is, the calmer your nervous system is, the more you are, the not shallow, the deeper your breath will be, the longer your breath will be, and less breaths you're going to take in a minute. That means that your body has more space in order to receive. So our breath, we talked about the breath of abundance. Our breath is all about receiving and giving. And the same happens through intuition. Your breath is the breath is the first thing that you need to practice in order to actually calm down the system. So now we know the language. Now we know how to clear the space and what influences our intuition and how we can clear it, hear it clear, make it clearer. Yeah. Now let's look at how we can listen on a deeper level. So our intuition actually grows through consistency, not just random. Yeah. So if you're not in tune, so if you add 2 or 3 or 5, and you just want to have intuition come to you, it's not going to happen that way. It is a practice, and you need consistency. You also need quiet space, and you also need curiosity. Those 3 things are really important when we are actually listening to our inner voice. Why? Consistency actually tells us if it's ego or our true essence, voice over our true essence. And you will know that because ego normally tries to protect you and gives you reasons why not to do certain things or do them because you're going to gain something from them. Intuition is soft and really whispers. It's not loud, it whispers. And it normally is giving you things to do without any logical reasoning why that is important. It's just important. Yeah. So it's sometimes it's completely illogical, doesn't make sense. But you have this feeling that you need to do this, or you need to make it happen, or you need to go in this direction. That's the first thing. But the best thing to actually discern your true voice, your true inner voice from the ego part of yourself is in the silence. So when we empty ourselves, our mind, our body, all of the excess information and overload, when we sit in quiet silence, things will come to us without even controlling anything. And you will feel the difference in the frequency. It might feel softer, it might feel warmer, it might feel a bit more expensive, or it might feel like bubbly soft. It depends on how your voice speaks to you. But without curiosity, you will not learn more about it. So you need consistent work on this. So you need to consistently sit in silence. You need to have consistency in doing that with yourself, building that trust, building that presence, building that alignment, and then be curious about it. So if you get an information come through, yeah, for a certain thing, don't just take it. Yeah, don't just go, yeah, that's it. Be curious, ask questions, go deeper, explore, test it, act on it, and see what happens. So the more you're going to be curious about things that come to you through meditation or through silence or doing that consistently, and you will start seeing patterns. And it's really important to start asking questions, deeper questions. So for example, start if you have not been doing this. For those of you who have been doing it, I get it, you already know it. But start with about 5 minutes practice per day. I like doing it in the morning because right in between the sleep, so when before we start to wake up, we are in this beautiful state in our brain where our ego is not active yet. And we can actually have more alignment, more natural alignment. And we actually live and we are in the state of coherence when we are waking up. Yes. So that's why it's easier to actually connect and build that relationship in the morning, because we are naturally in that state. And if you can't do that, that's okay. You can also use coherence programs on Healy or Meg Healy to help you come back to coherence and help you get into that space and state of being so you can hear the messages better. And of course, ask a question before each Healy session. So if you're scanning, if you're vibrating, whatever you're doing, make sure that you set an intention and ask questions to go deeper. So you can listen beyond your thoughts and also look for sensations or symbols. Anything that comes in pictures, sometimes it can be taste, sometimes it can have sensations over your body, specific areas of the body. And you will understand when you do it consistently, you will start seeing patterns, and those patterns will come back to you in telling you this is how my intuition communicates with me, and this is how I need to listen, and this is how I need to act on it. So those are the things that you need to practice in order to actually really listen to the messages that come through. You can use journaling. You can journal what you feel, what you see, because that will give you patterns. Yeah, if you're someone that needs to write things down, those are really good approaches in order to see patterns, because the patterns will build trust for you long term. And that's why consistency matters, is the patterns build trust, and you build trust with yourself, so you get a feedback loop. People also forget that if your channels are not open, meridians are not flowing, energy is not flowing through the chakras, you're in contraction, you have suppressed emotions, move your body. Because if you don't move your body, the energy keeps stagnant. So you need to start moving the body so the energy starts moving and the flow of energy moves through. So anything that gets stuck can move through, so the channel keeps open. If you keep sticking things into your channels, it will keep being blocked. So you need to, like brushing your teeth, energetics, and cleaning your energy and working on your energy is a daily practice. It's a habit and something we have never learned. So walk, stretch, do fascia exercises. All of that will help you move the energy, especially when you're working with frequencies. And that will long-term unblock energy and keep the insights flowing, because the energy will keep flowing. And remember, when you actually move the body and you unblock something, the energy moves and you will get insights through that movement of energy, because the suppressed energy, the suppressed emotions will release the memories because they're stored in fascia tissue. So some programs to activate the listening capacity. Of course, aura module. We know first we can look at the blockages and see where the energy is not flowing, but also we can not enforce, but support and build stronger the patterns that are coming up that are actually harmonious, that are in a harmonious flow through the chakras. So those are really important as well, as much as the ones that are blocking the flow. So our aura module is beautiful because it keeps the energy flowing through the chakras, through the centers, and moves any energy, emotional stagnation, and it clears out your field. Yes? You can also support your aura module, which is in the Resonance app. You can support it with the chakra programs like Third Eye and Crown, which are in your Pink app. And Third Eye and Crown chakras will actually enhance perception. So if you feel like you need a deeper perception, those two will actually help you enhance it. You can also use Creative Homeopathy module. So creative homeopathy, what we'll do is actually we'll fine tune the subtle sensitivities. which is literally, it shows you the stresses, what are the stresses in your life, and it will lower the stresses on your energetic field, and it will shift and move any agitated frequencies within your body, and it will show you the patterns. But then also you can use programs like circulation in Bioenergetic Harmony 1 or Meridian 2. Both are great in my experiences because they clear energy pathways. So circulation will move the energy through all your meridians. It will move the energy through all your systems in the body, and it will help with the lymph, with the fascia, with hyaluronic acid, all of it that comes through the fascia and tissue neurons. Activation in job and digital nutrition mixtures. Activation, both of them are activating your energetic pathways, and it keeps the energy moving and flowing within your field, within your systems, and it opens up the channels. So you might get a lot of downloads if the channels are opened up really fast. So make sure that you ground. Also, Healy, aura pure, energy clearing, atmospheric programs are really beautiful to clean the noise in your field, or sometimes the noise is in your environment. So you need to clear the environment in order to actually listen and hear properly your intuition. And of course, that will help you also to raise the tone of your intuitive voice, because sometimes, the majority of times, it's quite hush and quiet. So the more you clear out the noise, the louder you will hear your own voice. Okay. And the last one is your intuition is your soul's navigation system. This is, now we understand that it is a language and what it needs to actually communicate with our essence. We've learned how to clear our energetic space and actually clear our channels. We learned how to deeply listen to our intuitive voice and how we can support all of it through Healy programs. But now let's look at how to actually deepen the alignment so we actually have the navigation system that is clear, loud enough, that is aligned, that is spot on, that we can act on it. Because when we can act on it, we know that we are in pure alignment, and then when we act on it, we can manifest that into the physical realm. So our intuition and every intuitive nudge that we get, because it starts with really small nudges, it's a frequency signal, like a radio. It's always going to be frequency. And it's a communication from your soul guiding your next step, or I like to say essence through the soul guiding your next step. And the way I see it is, you're in the car at the driver's seat. Yes? Your soul is literally at the top of the car looking at around your environment. But the essence is on the hill looking at the environment, and you in the car, and you in the car, and soul on the car. So the essence sees everything, and it also sees further ahead than anyone else. So if we are surrendering into that voice, we will be taken care of and supported at every step, and we won't need to control anything, because our essence, it really gets our back, because it sees everything and we don't. So make sure that you are trusting that navigation system and do not try to control it. So when we do follow our intuitive impulses, we actually step into alignment with your soul, with our soul path. But people ask me, but what's my purpose? But we have a purpose, but what is the soul path? What do I need to do? Why do I need to walk it? You don't need to do anything but you integrate your full expression. Clear out any noise that is within your energetic field. Clear out any noise that is within your systems. And the more you're going to align your heart, your brain, your nervous system, the more you're going to hear the messages, and the more you're going to act on those messages, the more you're going to live your soul's path. That's all you have to do. The rest is up to your essence of what you actually need to do, because you don't need to know everything. So that's the reality in life, and people complicate it too much. But in reality, it's really simple. So our beautiful Healy actually acts as a translator and a bridge between your information field and your conscious awareness. So what do you see in your car, what your soul see on top of the car, and also what your essence sees. So Healy connects all of them because it reads the field. And you can see, first of all, you can see with Healy the noise in your field. You can see the blockages that are present, why the channels are not open. But you can also see where you have opened the channels and how you can strengthen those frequencies in order to keep the channels in flow. So Healy is an amazing tool because when you actually practice this alignment, you don't have to think about what you need to do because all the information is already coming and you are drawn to it automatically. And there is no need to analyze any of it. Yeah. So the more you act on those small intuitive nudges, the hits, yeah, every single day, small hits here and there, and you act on them and you build a big thing out of it, the stronger your connection becomes. The stronger your intuition becomes, the stronger you trust yourself, the stronger you become you are in a present moment, and the more you are aligned. And the more you are aligned, the more you're living your true path. So, as I said, the intuition doesn't shout. It's actually really hush hush. It whispers, and it whispers through resonance. Healy is amazing at resonance. So we need to be resonant with our true frequency, not the one that we've learned from our parents, not the one that we've learned from society, our true frequency. And that is sometimes scary because we try to control it instead of surrendering to it. I will share a bit of an experience. When I was in Bahamas, I went on this slide. It's called the leap of faith. And it's literally a free falling slide. So when you go down, you're literally free falling for a few seconds. So I thought this is going to be great. I can do this. As soon as I got up to the top and I saw down, my body started going into fear. And I was like, okay, Petra, you have two choices. Either you give in to fear or you actually surrender to your inner voice. And my inner voice was saying, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. This is perfectly fine. You can do this. Just surrender. It took me a while. You need to lay down, you need to cross your legs and cross your arms, and then you need to actually go, your feet go down. So this is a slide. Yeah, so this is a slide going down. Your feet go this way. And then you literally lay back and you tilt your feet down in order to fall. And when I started falling, I did not feel the slide underneath my body anymore. I was literally falling. And I was literally falling into the slide at the bottom, and a lot of water came up. But the feeling of completely surrendering and falling, and all I was saying to myself in between was like, Petra, just surrender, surrender, it's fine, just surrender, surrender. I needed to literally keep telling myself and confirming again and again that listening to this voice is perfectly safe. I don't have to listen to my ego. I don't have to be in fear. I don't have to go back into the old patterns. I can choose the new pattern that is within me, my inner voice. I survived. It was great. Yeah, I wouldn't go again because it's not my feeling of free falling, but I did it because I surrendered into that feeling of the inner voice. It's perfectly fine. So it's really important to listen to that hush hush voice, to not allow the ego and fear overcome it, and literally staying in your alignment. Because even if you are afraid and you stay in your alignment, something really amazing happens. All of a sudden the channel opens and new opportunities, there's a huge field of new opportunities that just come flooding in. And that's exactly what happened at the Bahamas. So many new opportunities came into my life that I was just like, this is freaking amazing. I don't have to do anything, it's just coming in. So I'm just saying to you that trust that inner voice, but you need to build it. You need to build the trust. So how do we do alignment? How do we actually stay in alignment? How do we support ourselves to be in alignment? Again, scan, vibrate, aura. Aura scans and aura module, scan it, vibrate, read it. Yes, I do that every single day because you are actually clearing the emotional static. And then, of course, in order to shift the patterns, which are belief patterns, use the coaching. I'm going to give you the mini protocol, which actually gives you purpose, mission, and soul alignment. Because you have different areas, you can work on different areas, but you can work with the focus. And of course, you have Healy atmosphere programs, which I love, which create the environment around you, which influence the environment within you. Energy clearing, chakra balancing, creativity, relationship, stress. Yes, of course, you can use prosperity, but in order for you to really be aligned, you need to support what? Vagus nerve, which is nervous system. You need to clear your energetic space. Yes? And you need to create a relationship with yourself. So those are primary standards and foundations for you to actually start having high intuition and communication with yourself. And then when you do have alignment, pop on prosperity so you can expand it further. Pop on cosmic growth if you want to actually expand it further. Because that would integrate guidance. So the basic one, the energy clearing, chakra balancing, creativity, relationship, stress, those will all integrate guidance into your daily life. And then you can expand when you actually have the foundations. And of course, soul cycle. Soul cycle programs are amazing for this, for alignment. Yes? So you have all of them, confidence, self-confidence, happy, all of those are actually creating alignment within yourself. You can't miss them, like seriously. And even if you want, you can even do the aura pure in soul cycle to actually clear your energetic field daily. Yes? But this will all support the alignment for your intuition. Okay, mini protocol. I started this years ago. So this is the mini version. Today I do a quite deeper version. But for now, I'm giving you this. But you can combine that with everything else that I gave you, or the AI prompts, the combinations of different scanning and modules and all of that. You can do all of it if you want to. Yes? But I'm giving you simplicity. So for those of you who are just starting and for those of you who already are doing things, you can use this to actually go deeper. So I literally divided this for times of day. So you have the morning ritual, you have your daytime awareness, you have your evening integration, and then you also have your weekly practice, which is your energetic clearing. So your morning ritual, excuse me, your morning ritual should be 10 to 15 minutes. If you are in a hurry, if you're busy, you can spare 10 to 15 minutes. Yes? And if not, start with 5 if that's too much for you. Okay? I like to scan my aura scan in the morning, and then I do the coaching module at the same time. So I do one focus for a week or even a month, depending on how fast I see shifts happening in my body. But you can do it for a week and then scan another focus, or keep going until you see the shift. And I choose a focus for coaching module, and then I use that focus, affirmation, positive affirmation, intention, yes, while I'm scanning my aura as well. So that's how I do it. You can choose a pre-chosen focus for your intuition. So these are for intuition, yes, but you can work on anything if you want to. So the pre-chosen I gave you is I'm living my true calling. So that's already in there in the coaching module. You can choose that one if you don't want to create your own. Or you can actually define it further. So if you want to build your intuition, I gave you like a longer one that's a bit more defined. So it's like I clearly hear, receive, and integrate the messages from my true essence. I lovingly act on them as I know I'm fully supported in every step I take towards my true expansion on my current path. This will literally give you everything that your intuition encompasses in your communication, in your actions, in your integration. And you can work with your intuition by choosing this affirmation or focus or intention, or create your own. If you see certain patterns coming up in the aura, create your own to build your intuition, to see what's specific for you. There is options. I'm just giving you some focus here. And of course, when you do scan your aura in coaching, please read the scans, read the patterns. If you need to journal on them, great. If you just look at them and see the similarities and what's coming up as like specific themes, you can do that too. And of course, make sure that if certain emotions or beliefs that arise, either through Healy scans that you are reading or vibrating, or within you on the specific day, be aware of them and see, for example, sometimes it's good to test it. So I like to actually go, okay, before I scan my aura coaching, to actually help me confirm my own intuition. When I started building it years back, before Healy, I used to do this, on my own and then test it in the environment. But now you can do it with Healy. So, for example, I would check in with myself, I would scan my body, and I would just literally say it out loud, whatever comes first. So, for example, what I'm feeling, where I'm feeling it, what's coming up for me, what's true for me right now. And I would just say it out loud. Yes, so I can hear it frequency wise. And then I would scan aura and coaching, and I would actually see what patterns are coming up. And that will give me confirmation, because you will see that patterns are similar and you will actually have the confirmation for yourself. So it's really important to do that, because then you're training your conscious mind in order to actually see those patterns, and that builds trust. And then, of course, you can run Gold Cycle Balance to actually help your nervous system shift. If you don't want to, you don't have time, that's okay too. Yes, but that is one of the options you can do. This will ground and harmonize your energy and vibe. You can also vibrate the aura and coaching scans for about 6 to 27 minutes, depending where you are. If you're starting, go lower. Start with 1 minute or 2 minutes. If you're somewhere in between and you feel like you can handle more, do 6 minutes, 12 minutes. For me right now, I love 27 minutes for both of them. So, but that's me. So you need to test that on your body. Yes, but if you feel like this thing's stuck in your aura, on your field, you can run 8 hours throughout the night, but then do that only one night and then go back to 6, 12 minutes throughout the day. So make sure that you don't overwhelm your system too fast, too quick. And then throughout the day, you can literally just pause. I have my reminders in my phone throughout the day, and you just ask yourself, what is my body telling me right now? Just check in. Check in with your body, and it doesn't matter if it's right or it doesn't matter if it's wrong. It doesn't matter. Just observe. Play with it, be curious. And then, of course, trust your impressions. So whatever comes first, intuition actually speaks really quickly. So you'll get feelings and visions and memories and photos, or feelings and tastes and all of that, or sensations through the body really fast. And then act on them. Don't just leave it. Act on it. Because the more you act on it, the more you're going to bring it into the physical. And the more you're going to see those patterns happening, and the faster things will happen for you. And then, of course, you can run Healy. So, for example, Healy coherence or Mag Healy coherence, even if it's just for 10 minutes. You don't have to run the whole program. If you want to, you can. But even if it's just for 10 minutes, in order to actually take some deep breaths, to check in with your body, run coherence while you check in with your body, and that will bring you back into alignment. So you are doing that multiple times a day, meaning you're training your body to stay in alignment. That's practice consistency. And then, of course, evening before you go to bed, take about 10 to 15 minutes again, and then reflect. Reflect on the day, reflect on how your intuition actually guided you throughout the day. Really important to, for example, I like to run chakras if you want to. If you don't, that's okay. You don't need to. But if you want to heighten your intuition, you can actually run third eye or crown, which gives you alignment, some closures, more sensitivities to certain perceptions. Or if you find that you had really beautiful synchronicities and you were in flow and you want to integrate that into the body, run Alaskan gem elixirs that will ground you into the body, into the physical body, and will integrate whatever you were doing. So those shifts will start integrating into your physical form. And then, of course, I like to either journal, I'll say it out loud to myself, have a conversation, whatever works for you. What synchronicities and what really was in alignment throughout the day. And then when you are noticing those things, even if you just notice one, make sure that for every one synchronicity, you write or say out loud 3 words of gratitude. Why are you grateful for this synchronicity and how it actually changed your life in that day in a positive way? And why are you so grateful to have that in your life? Because the more we express gratitude, the more we lift our frequency and the more we stay in alignment. So that's what I do. And of course, weekly practice, ideally, you would want to do that every day. But if you can't, then do that weekly. So once per week, clear your energy field. Ideally daily, but if you can't, once per week. So you can run Aura Pure on Soul Cycle, or you can run chakra balancing on Mac Healy. You can also run energy clearing for the space, but I love to have chakra balancing for your body, for your field. If you feel like you've been, taking on other people's emotions in McMaken is a good one too. And then Aura, and then chakra balancing afterwards. This will help you clear out the field and clear the noise that you have and debris, energetic debris that's still literally fixated in your field. And that is influencing your nervous system as well. And then, of course, also run resonance, like you can do creative homeopathy or plant frequencies like bush flowers, Australian Bach flowers or bush flowers. And that will help you heighten the sensitivity of emotions. So literally starting to sense more deeper, more in detail. Yeah. And of course, consistency. If you don't do this consistently, you will not gain clarity. Because clarity happens with patterns. Because you can actually compare things and your brain starts putting dots together. Yeah. Okay. So for me, results were like in about 2 to 4 weeks, I could see shifts. You can see them faster, you can see them later. Yeah, it depends on you. But in about a month, you should be seeing shifts, and you should be seeing shifts within yourself, either emotional or mental, or seeing changes in your flow and how things coming into your life. If not, there's a lot of things. If you're not seeing shifts and changes in that way, and you're seeing shifts and changes of a lot of emotions coming up, that means there's a lot of clearing to do in your channel in order for you to actually receive the messages. So that's what I would say. That's about it. Any questions? And then we are finished. My brain is working really slowly today, and I have been longer than I wanted. Okay, let me stop sharing so we can actually, we have the hands up. Okay, I'll go into the chat later, but Nitya Lakshmi, you're up. Nitya Lakshmi, can you hear me?
Yes, Petra, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so good to see you. Belated happy birthday wishes to you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay, so sorry I couldn't turn on my video for today's session.
That's okay.
Okay, thank you. So I just have one question. You said we can run the coach program and the Aura program all together, right? One after the other. So
Yes.
how many minutes? Minutes you told us that 6 to 7, 27 minutes. But should I give any break in between? Or first, early morning, I should run the aura program. Immediately, once that is done, I have to run the coach program also. How we should run that actually?
You don't have to do anything. Yes. So
Okay.
my question to you would be, if you run the aura program for 12 minutes and you feel tired, do you feel that you should run the coach program for 12 minutes as well?
No, we should
What
increase
we
the timing, right? 12 minutes will be more effective, so more stronger. So if we run it for 27 minutes, it would be little milder, right?
No, the other way around. So, um, if you run the aura for 12 minutes and you're already tired, if
Mm.
you then run coach program for 27 minutes, you're going to be even more tired.
Okay.
Why? Because you are now sending frequencies to your body, and your body is trying to move this energy out. And the longer
Okay.
the period, the longer you expose your body to these shifts. So
Okay.
if you're already tired after 12 minutes of applying aura
Mm.
list, yeah, then I would encourage you to actually then apply coaching for half of that. So either 6 minutes
Okay.
or 2 minutes, and then
Okay.
slowly build up. So that just means because your body needs energy in order to move stagnant energy. It's
I get it.
like if you have a sticker on the wall, yeah, if you have a sticker on a wall, you need a lot of energy to actually pull that sticker off. Yeah, is that
Yeah.
correct?
Mm.
So if it's been there for years, or if you put a new sticker yesterday and you can peel it today right away, right? Because it's on the
Yeah.
surface. But if that sticker was there for years, it's going to take a while before, and a lot of energy in order to actually scrape it off. So think of it this way. So the I know what it bothers you. So when you do the 8 hours throughout the night, because it's longer, that doesn't
Okay.
mean it's milder. It just means that if something is really stuck, you need to soak it.
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, you have a stain on your skirt that it's white, and you've
Mm.
been trying to, scrape it for 10 minutes and 12 minutes and half an hour, nothing is moving. So you
Mm.
try to soak it overnight in order to actually leave it in the same environment so it actually starts dissolving better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in this case, you wouldn't soak it every single night. You would soak it one night and then you would wash it and see if it actually makes a difference, right?
Okay.
So that means the same is with frequency. So if you apply aura for 12 minutes and you're tired, I would encourage you to actually go downwards, meaning 6 minutes aura, 6 minutes coaching. But if you
Okay.
feel fine after 12 minutes of aura, but then you feel a bit tired after 12 minutes of coaching, I would still encourage you to actually start 6 minutes aura, 6 minutes coaching, and keep building up the timing. But if something is really stuck and you are scanning aura every single day and you see and you're vibrating and you see that nothing is shifting and changing, then I would apply whatever list you have that
Okay.
you're scanning and looking at for 8 hours that night, and then
Okay.
go back to 2 minutes, 6 minutes, and then check with your body how your body is responding. Because you don't want to
Okay.
overwhelm it. Because in when we are sleeping, our soul is out of the body. So we process energy much faster. That's why I always do one night, 8 hours, and then go back, because normally we apply frequencies while we are awake when our
Mm.
ego is actually present.
Okay.
Yeah, so that means that we have more control over what's going on in the body, where during the night we actually out of the physical body, so we can shift the energetic field much faster. So
But
you need to
I've tried
test it.
the Petra during night time. I think
Yes.
thrice I've tried. But whenever I run any program in Healy or Mac Healy during the night time, post 7 p.m., I'm not able to sleep at all. Only when I turn off
Yeah,
Healy or Mac Healy, I'm able to sleep. So that's why
that
I've stopped
yeah,
running the programs actually.
that means that your body is too sensitive. So this is too much for you.
Okay.
So you need to actually create a different routine. This is not for you. That's what I'm
Mm,
saying. So if it's something that's really stuck, like people that have layers and layers and layers and layers of emotions that have never touched it, they've never touched them.
okay.
And if something's not shifting, I would run the 8 hours because the energy is so slow, it will need to move it and push it. But you are sensitive, so don't overdo it. That's why I'm saying start small. Start with
I
two
get it.
minutes and see how you go. And then after a few days, go to 6 minutes and see how you go. And then after a
Mm,
week, then try 12 minutes and then build it up to 27 and right now, and then try another one extra and then see how your body responds. For me right now, my body loves 27, but I'm not
okay.
saying that that's going to be the same for you, right? So
Yeah.
we can't determine this. We need to do this time and we need to do this for this time. No, we need to do this for the same timing as the body is allowing it. That's
I
why we
get it.
have different timings. Yes, so
Yeah.
don't do it as a black and white approach because it's not going to work.
Sure, Petra.
Okay,
Yeah. I get it. Thank you
that
so much, Petra.
you're welcome. Okay, cool. Okie dokie. So, Lital, you're you're next.
Good afternoon, Petra.
Good afternoon, good evening, good afternoon.
Belated happy birthday. Good afternoon here in India. Belated happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, I have two questions.
Okay,
The first one is I am new to this hilly world. Uh,
welcome.
Today is my seventh day, means last day of gold cycle. And tomorrow I am supposed to start with the blue app
Okay,
programs.
well, you can or you can't. It depends on what you want to do. Yes.
Uh,
So, what is your
so
question?
means today I got a video about post 7 days what you are supposed to do, and it is to be
Mhm.
repeated for 90 days. So my question is, whatever you taught in this session, can I jump directly to that, or I shall stick to that 90-day thing?
I would stick to like because you're new, right?
Yes.
We've talked about this
And
a lot, and everybody has a different approach, right?
and
So
yes,
depending on who you work with and what I would say, yes, this is kind of the way to experience Healy is to do
yes,
gold cycles and do the blue app so you can actually experience different elements of Healy. But depending on what you are supporting and how you want to support your body, what levels of the body you are supporting, it depends on what programs you're going to choose, what protocols you're going to choose. So I would encourage you, because you just started, to actually start preparing your body first and start with protocols. Yes, you can still
okay,
do the blue app, and that's not a problem. If you want to do that, you can. But it's really important to prepare your body with frequencies, to actually start detoxing, to start cleaning out stuff, because
yes,
then you will be able to receive and accept the frequencies and integrate the frequencies much better. And when you actually do the foundational basis for your body, then I would encourage you to go on intuition, because
mm,
otherwise it's like it's like trying to have a glass that has mud on the bottom and then you try to pour fresh water into it and think it's going to be drinkable. So I know people want to hear, oh, I can do everything and everything's going to happen, instantaneously. It's not. If we've been depleting and belittling and
yeah, I got it.
malnourishing our body for a long time, it takes a while to actually support it.
And one more thing,
Mm-hmm.
what I have found is self-sabotaging is means extreme level self-sabotage is with me. So the moment I think of many things, and the moment I get it, I put it away. So there are so many career paths. Right now, I am housewife. I am not earning anything. I see many opportunities, but I don't do anything. So will this Healy help me in overcoming this?
Okay, so as I said, Healy is not a magic tool. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you need to work on yourself. So meaning that you need to be curious to actually dig deeper on why you are choosing those actions to self-sabotage.
Yes. So
So
there
coaching
are,
program, so may I finish or would
yeah.
you like to ask? Yeah. So
Means
coaching program is a great tool for you to, so aura and coaching together are great tools for you to actually be curious and go deeper into your belief systems of where and how and why you are choosing those actions. And then, of course, vibrating those frequencies will help you bring those suppressed emotions, suppressed beliefs to the surface, but you will still need to do the actions, meaning you will still need to choose a different approach.
so it's always in my mind. I am clear that I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. Uh, Generally, before going to bed, I have a plan that tomorrow I will do this at this time. I will do this at this time. I will do this at this time. Or while in the morning, today I have to complete this. There are many small tasks. Say the chili is outside the fridge, I have to put it in the fridge. I delayed it for 2 days.
My question to you would be why?
That I don't know. Ultimately, I found myself in the sofa couch with a TV remote and watching TV,
So that's what
doing
I'm
nothing.
saying. When you are doing, maybe do a reflection on why. Why did you choose that action? Why did you choose that instead of that? What were you feeling? What were you experiencing in the body? Were you a bit of depressed? Were you unmotivated? What was the unmotivation about? So you can set an intention with Healy coaching and you can look at aura to actually see energetically where you're at. Yeah, but you can look at so many trainings we've done on aura, on coaching. I even done emotional regulation. There's so many things that you can work with that you can go deeper into this. Yeah, but my question to you would be why. So maybe sit down with yourself, have a honest conversation with yourself, and see what really is going on, because there's a reason why you choose that action and that behavior. We all do. And it's not a good or bad thing. It just is. We choose certain things for protection. That's how we are wired, because we were taught, or we needed to teach ourselves that way. That's all it is. And we can choose differently.
What if that
Yeah.
deep answers are not coming, or I get, means I have tried many a times of finding this why, but I get many answers, and I what I think is all of them are logical answers. They are
Yeah,
trying to
but that's
defend my.
ego. As I said, so today we did the intuition. So you need to look at intuition, not ego. So you need to discern. So practice, consistency. You need to look at the differences between, is this ego trying to protect me? Yeah. And am I giving myself excuses, or what's the reality? If I'm really brutally honest with myself, why did I choose that?
So
But
that
if
is
you
the point I
can't be,
always say that, yeah, I am not honest with myself. I actually don't know who I am.
that's okay. We're not the only one. We
And
all go
and
through this.
and means I cannot say to be honest, but I feel that uh, when I do a self-talk, then too also I find it a lie or not right.
As I said, so I can't go because this will become a coaching and we have other people that have questions. But um, as I said, you can look at the trainings that we did today. You can look at the trainings on aura and coaching. We've done emotional regulation. But unfortunately, this is my honest opinion and my experience. If we are not honest with ourselves and be brutally honest with ourselves, nothing can change. So my question to you then would be, why are you not honest, and why are you trying to protect yourself, and what are you trying to protect yourself from? Maybe sit with that and see what comes up. Yeah. And stay, again, consistency and practice. The more you're going to ask yourself, the more you're going to be curious, the deeper you can go. And the more you can be honest with yourself, more answers will come up. Yeah. But it is not going to be overnight. And it is, obviously you're just starting. So be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself. And you will get there slowly, bit by bit. If you set an intention, if you're honest with yourself, you're going to get there. Yeah. And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that it's going to happen overnight, but the more you're going to be choosing yourself and wanting something better for yourself, the more results you're going to see. Yes. And the more you're going to honor yourself and start trusting and building the trust with yourself. And that will also build your intuition. Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect. You're welcome, Tal. Okay. Where are we? Who is next? Priyadarshini. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Oh, no, that went down. Okay, so the next one is Dr. C.
Yeah, Petra, belated birthday wishes first.
Thank you.
Okay. As today is a wonderful session, because as you rightly told, that breath is a connection. Breath is the connection between us and the consciousness. The breath is the foundation for that one. You are rightly done to the surrender, because the majority what we are doing, just we give more importance to the logic part and ego part, not to the intuition part. That is the thing. We have to always listen to the intuition, being the inner guidance, it will guide correctly. Then that daily attitude of gratitude, that plays the major role, and to the total surrender to the inner voice. Then the daily aura analysis, it gives the better result. That then you have told that coherence is a wonderful program, because especially we run coherence on daily basis. We run the coherence for the special children, because the autism and ADHD, because they are more hyperactive. It is very, very difficult to control them. But we run the coherent program, automatically the parents have surprised than us, because it brings down the hyperactive. Because the parents didn't find that their children just listen to this very calmly, that because of the wonderful effect of the coherence. So really very nice. Then you are told that whenever we are in the negative state, always the body will contract. We are not ready to receive. Example, we can do the depression, anxiety, or worry. By the body language, whether we can find out whether the person is on the positive state or in the negative state. When in the positive state, expansion take place. Then there are one more point, that coherence, it align the heart and mind. Because whenever doing the meditation, everything, just when you keep our hand over the heart, because the heart, the electricity and electric magnetic, this one forces is very high than any other body. Heart is the first one. So whenever you just do any in the silence or in the meditation, if you keep our body over the heart, the result will be multiplied due to the electromagnetic field of the heart is so much. That is, it's the first one. When you compare with any other thing, then always listen to, then to the nervous system, that relaxation, that, you have very rightly told that vagus nerve. Just to anything happen, we have to control the nervous system, because we are always on the stimulation part, that is on the sympathetic nervous system, which stimulate the body. When we run the coherence program, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, though it calms down the mind, because we are always in the survival mode. So the sympathetic nervous system will get activated. If you run the coherence program, we are in the right now position, because right now at present moment, so it gives the very relaxation and really wonderful this one. So today all the sessions are usually very nice, but today is very, very nice. So thank you Petra, for giving this wonderful program. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Dr. C. Thank you for sharing, and so beautifully said. I completely agree. And just so on the note that you shared, just wanted to add on that. We tend to look at just the nervous system, right? But the nervous system is interconnected with everything. And then people go, yeah, but then the gut is the problem. But then the nervous system is the problem.
Yes.
None of it is the problem.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want you to actually be mindful of the words that you're using. If you're trying to heal, or if you're trying to shift something, nothing is the problem, because everything is interconnected. And when we are in trauma response or survival mode, which is literally contraction on a frequency level, right? What happens is that when we live in the contraction space, when we live in the trauma, we normally live in the past or the future. So there is no this moment. So when we live in the past and the future, your nervous system will be automatically agitated. So in order for you to actually calm down the nervous system, yes, coherence is beautiful. Yes, you have the vagus nerve harmony. But if you do not shift your behavior, perception, and shift the energy of the suppressed emotion, nothing else will shift.
Yes, yes.
So just be mindful. Yes, frequency is amazing, but you need to do the work.
Yes,
so it goes hand in hand. Just wanted to add on that. But thank you, Dr. C. Beautifully said. Honestly, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay, last one, and then we finish, unless there's something really urgent in the chat. And Aisha, I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Hi, Petra. Yes, you pronounced it right. And belated birthday wishes to you.
Thank you, Aisha. Thank you so much. I'm so happy when I pronounced it correctly.
Most of the names you've been pronouncing accurately, so you're pretty good with that.
As long as I'm not renaming you all, guys. Okay, cool. So what's your question?
So before I, come to my question, first of all, I want to say thank you so much. Your trainings have been extremely helpful, and they've given a lot of knowledge. So thank you for that. A lot of gratitude for that. And I must say that I'm using Healy for the past 11 months, and I've got fantastic results. And ever since I'm using Healy, my intuition level automatically, I had a good intuition level because I'm a number 2, but apart from that, since I'm using Healy, my intuition level has gone so high and elevated that at times I already know what the other person is going to tell me. It's like that level, so Healy's done a fantastic job with my intuition automatically. My question to you is that I'm sorry. Okay, before I ask my question, I want to apologize. I happened to join the training a little late, so I must have missed something. Maybe my question is a little silly, but I'll still go ahead and ask you.
That's okay. Yeah, not a problem.
I have not been able to get results with coach analysis. I don't know why, but from whatever I heard in today's training a little bit, is it because I'm not running it along with the aura analysis, like you say, in the morning, or could be a different reason?
Okay, so first, let's define something, right? I love these questions. People come to me all the time. Petra, I'm not getting results. Okay, so let's define results. Yeah, because people like to define I'm not getting results, and it's a huge spectrum. Yeah. And then I'm asking them, what kind of results do you want? Right. And they go vary from, well, I ran this for a week and I can't see any changes of my symptoms. Okay. So we need to define what is the result that we are after. What are our expectations? So we need to understand also that we are working with quantum field. So
Right.
I'm going to be really a party pooper here, but I'm going to burst everyone's bubble. Literally, have expectations, then completely erase them. I'm sorry, because the expectations are your ego. And healing or shifts in the body on a quantum field do not happen the way our ego wants it. And if our ego wants it, you're going to be disappointed. That is a predisposition. So
Right.
that already means that you're in contraction.
I want to add over here, I am a holistic spiritual healer practicing different modalities already. So, this path that you're talking, I am aware because manifestation doesn't work like if you are constantly after with that mindset of expectation. It is like do your bit and then forget it. So, I have been
But
doing the same thing with coach, but
okay,
it
so
has been
please don't take this personally. So although you are a healer and everything, and
right,
I personally don't like that word because we don't heal anybody, we heal ourselves. But at the same time, we are also humans.
right,
That means that we have ego. That means that we have wounds. That means that we still make mistakes and we still
right.
sabotage ourselves even if
Absolutely,
we don't want to. So sometimes
absolutely.
things are subconscious even if we don't know them. You know how many times I do this to myself? Like seriously. And I then go, really, Petra? You haven't learned? But the thing is, I'm a human being and I
Right.
need to learn that process. And sometimes I need to go through that in order to actually get it. So I'm just saying that tell me what is the expectation of what is it the result that you're looking at when you're doing coaching? What is it that you're after?
Yeah, so when I'm doing coaching, I do believe that, you should go with very tiny manifestations that you want to, like small bits. Like if I say, for an example, I would say, uh, I do believe that you should go and start with, say, example, I want to get, say, about 1 lakh rupees or 10,000 rupees, whatever small amount, let's say you want to manifest. So you go with a tiny expectation of it, and then with the present tense affirmation, which you just mentioned, or you just pick up, a particular affirmation which is already there in coach, like I'm wealthy from inside out. So things like that.
So
But I
wait,
don't.
so am I
Huh,
am I understanding correctly? Sorry to interrupt you. Am I understanding correctly?
sure.
So you are trying to create money. Is that what you're trying to do with coach?
Yes, I have done that for like I've tried with money manifestation, say about for 6 months. It didn't work. Then I tried uh, uh, with something else, as in relationship. I tried coach, but that didn't work either. That's another 5 months now
Yeah,
since I'm
it didn't work because the gap is too big. So you need to
okay.
understand, like, you can't. Okay, let's look at money because
Okay,
everybody is in the money spectrum, right?
right, absolutely,
Money
yeah.
is energy,
Hmm.
and you can't. I won lottery 3 times. Yeah,
Okay,
manifested
yeah,
money, not a problem. Had a problem holding on to it. You need to understand that there's aspects of you that need to be balanced in order for everything to align. So you're looking at one spectrum.
right,
So let's look at a bit wider. So you said money, you said relationships.
yeah.
People don't understand that those two actually go together. So if you have issues in a
Yeah, they
relationship,
do.
you'll have issues in money.
They do. Yes, you're right. It goes hand
So
in glove. Yeah,
because it's energy. So if you don't
yeah,
know how to give and receive, if you don't know how to love yourself and be loved, and actually understand how to hold love, unconditional love, then you can't receive love, you can't give love. Then the formation of energy movement is not actually flowing. So we need to understand that we want our ego wants, let's say, I wanna create 10 customers, or I want to create $10,000. Yeah. And you put that affirmation in, and you put the focus and intention, and then you think you're doing the actions. Yeah. But then the mindset is not there. The consistency is not there. The actions are halfway there. And the relationship with money is not there. So it doesn't matter how much frequencies you're going to send out. If you don't actually look at all of the elements, it's not going to align. So that's why it's really important.
No, but my question is, even when I'm doing the coach, okay, when I started with money, the blockages it shows, okay, I would pick up initially, of course, I was trying to pick up all those which are orange and also the red together, and taking frequencies. Then somebody just corrected me and said, it's better you take two at a time. So I started with taking two at a time. And in spite of, doing that for like 6 months, I would not see any shift.
So what do you define as shift? So you tell me. So you wanted to have just shifts in money, get your money coming in, or what is it that you define as shift?
No, when I say shift, although like you said, relationship and money go hand in glove, you're right with that. So the blockages which I was seeing when I did the coach analysis, throughout, also showed a blockage in relationship. Okay, it said, so even though I kept taking frequencies of that, I expected, forget about money. Money is the last thing. Maybe, once I see the shift in all those blockages is when I might reach my goal, right? So I did not see a shift even in those blockages which I was choosing to take
But
frequencies of.
define a shift.
Like, say, if there was, say, if the blockage, like just said, personal relationship, okay? I did not see a shift even in and I'm taking frequencies for it. Although the coach is, the affirmation is for money, but the blockage brought that up, that this is the blockage because of which I'm not able to get that, what I aim at.
But personal
So
relationship is an area of the coaching program, not the pattern.
Right, exactly. Yes, but
So
even though I'm taking
give me one
frequencies of
pattern. Give me one pattern that came up.
that, there were quite a few actually. One was personal relationship, then there was one potential, then there was one
But
financial
those are
blockage.
areas. Those are areas of the coaching. You need to look at the patterns. So if you are wanting to have a shift, so if you have a look at the coaching program and it's like red or orange, like really, really tiny,
Yes,
and then
yes.
you want shifts on a level that are green in a matter of what, 3 to 6 months. But there's elements here. So you can send frequencies, but if you don't look at the patterns and actually see small pattern shifts within your life, for example, how I notice things, I can share my example, so you might actually observe something differently. So I scan the coaching and I look at the areas. I choose the areas. Normally, depending on what my intention is, I work with different areas, but I normally don't do more than 3 areas at once. So, and then I scan deeper and look at the patterns. So then I look at the patterns and see what areas that are coming out. And for example, it says, I don't know, shifting the personality aspect, whatever. And the other day it came up for me, it came up with patience, right? Because my partner and I have been having conversations and I'm lacking patience in certain areas with him. So it came up as patience. So then I vibrated and we had more conflicts. And some people would say, yeah, but that's not a shift. Well, yes, it is. Because when I actually started vibrating to my body, patience was the pattern that was coming up. I was moving the energy through the body that was stagnant. I was presented with opportunities in order to practice patience.
Okay.
So you need to understand that shifts don't happen. I don't have a partner. I vibrate area of personal relationships and I get a partner. That is a linear thinking of physical world. That is not a quantum field thinking. So when we vibrate aura or coaching, we need to understand that patterns that come up, that means that you'll have emotional turmoil. Things will start coming up. You might cry, you might be angry, you might have conflicts, you might lose even money, and you're vibrating to get money. You know why? Because it's teaching you a different approach. You need to choose a different behavior because the pattern is old. And you've been choosing an old pattern, an old behavior, an old choice every single time. That's why that energy is suppressed. That's why it's a blockage. So now you started vibrating frequencies and it came up in order for you to actually transform this. And it comes up in a mirror form around you in your environment, meaning that it presents you with an opportunity for you to actually take a breath, stop, take a breath, and choose a different approach. But you need to be aware of it. And if you're not aware of it, it's going to keep coming up until you become aware of it. And then it's going to keep coming up until you actually get awareness of, I need to choose a different approach. And then it's going to keep coming up until you actually make a conscious choice of choosing a different approach. And then it's going to shift.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
I
that's
mean,
why I
it
said the
makes
gap is too
sense.
big.
Yeah, so it makes sense when it comes to certain areas that I mean, what you spoke, I can resonate that with probably like the blockage if it shows finance, probably, or the potential. Maybe my working style needs to change, or my potential is higher, but then I am not making full use of it, or something like that, right? So I have been trying to work, in a different way. I've changed my working style and things like that. But how do you handle the same thing when your blockage shows as a relationship, like let's say a family relationship, but I mean, it's not in your control because the other person is probably just not interested to speak to you. So how do you have a different approach there?
That is not true. Everything is in your control because your environment is the mirror of your energy. So if
Okay.
something is in your environment, it's showing you where you are not free.
Okay.
Because if it's
Okay.
still triggering you, you can't control anyone else. You can only control how you feel, how you respond, and how much compassion or kindness do you have towards yourself and others.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
So in this case, if it's a family member, yeah, the
Yeah.
more you're going to actually understand their point of view, why they are like this, why they're choosing this behavior, what is the wound behind it, why are they still stuck in there, and can you have compassion for them? Because when you reach that point when you can have the compassion for them, no matter where they are, because they're not going to change, you will have compassion for that part of you that is triggering you within them. And
Okay.
that's where the frequency comes in, because then the frequency you vibrate to yourself, you can't change that person. You can only work on yourself. You vibrate frequency to yourself. The situation arises and you will get triggered. I will tell you that right now, 1000%, you will get triggered.
Okay.
So expect getting triggered and then say thank you. You know why?
Okay.
Because now you can see it with new eyes. Now you can
Right.
actually have compassion for that. Now you're transforming frequency. Now you're choosing a different behavior. Now you have no attachment, no intensity, and no connection with that energy anymore. And all of a
Okay.
sudden, all you feel is love and compassion for that person. And all of a sudden, if it's not an immediate family, or even if it is sometimes, all of a sudden, they're not in your space anymore. because the frequencies don't match anymore.
They are already not in my space, actually.
But okay, a question to everyone, right? Family things. Even if they're not in your space, that doesn't mean you don't still have attachments.
True, agreed. I mean, your
Yeah, because
emotions
sometimes,
are,
correct.
yeah,
Because sometimes we tend to leave the space in order for us to think we're going to resolve that. But as soon as we come close to that person again,
yeah,
yeah. So we need to
yeah.
understand that when we use coaching and aura, and that's why people use it in a way and say to me all the time, I don't get results. That's why I'm saying define the expectation, define the result, define what is actually happening. Because if you are getting triggered and if you have conflicts and things are coming up for you emotionally, frequencies are working, trust me.
But,
They're working either way.
like I was running coach all night. I would not face any
So
issues
what?
with not having sleep, anything. And I
Is
don't
that
think
what you
I'm
want?
triggered any. No, I'm saying I don't think I'm getting triggered anymore with any of those personal relationships. So, uh, I don't know, but the analysis still shows that it is, there.
As I
So I
said, I
think
can't
you're
tell.
right.
If it's showing that something's there, so you just
Yeah,
need to
there is
figure out.
something. Yeah, you're
It
right.
just
Yeah,
depends also, like I can't see the analysis, so I can't give you
correct.
the
Yeah, yeah, I
feedback.
got
So
that. Yeah,
it depends. Is it minus relevance? Is it what intensity it is? Is it on a spiritual mental level? Is it emotional,
right.
suppressed emotion? Is it karmic, parental, grandparental? There's so many things that you could look at, and on what level those emotions are sitting there and what level those
Right.
beliefs are sitting there. So now we can analyze till the cows come home, but I'm not going to give you the answer because I can't see the
Yeah,
real thing.
I
So,
got
but
it.
I'm
I
just
got it.
saying you need to go deeper. So
Deeper.
frequency work anyway, if you believe it or not, trust me, they work. And I've seen
Yeah.
it multiple times when people didn't believe and all of a sudden they got things back and they go, oh, maybe I should rethink. So frequency works either way. So it just depends on your expectation of and the definition of what that result is. And if you don't get it,
Okay.
maybe look at the gap, because there is a
Okay.
gap.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
need to build that gap first before you're going to have a physical manifestation, because things are working on a quantum field first.
Yeah. So maybe I need to, like you said, I just need to look into the deeper. Maybe I've neglected some part of it and I've not looked in deeper. So I'll do
Yeah,
that. Thank you so
sometimes we
much.
don't want to face it either. So it's okay. And we're all
Yeah.
humans and eventually will come up. So patience as well. Yeah.
So one more question. So ideally for coach, 27 minutes is, you think, the ideal duration to
Depends.
run?
Depends on you. Like
Okay.
I have clients and people in my team that their ideal time is literally a minute and 20 seconds, because that's
And
how their body works.
so the running coach and aura together, ideally in the morning, is the ideal, I mean, preferably recommended is what you would say?
Whatever feels right for you. Like for
Okay.
me, I actually run, or I scan aura and coaching in the morning, and then I actually
Okay.
run them throughout the day. So I
Okay.
don't do them right away in the morning. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I run them based on how I feel and intuitively go into it. Try it. Do trial and error.
Okay.
Scan them,
I
scan
will.
them in the morning, vibrate them, and see what happens. If not, adjust
Yeah.
towards that. But Healy recommends either 4 times 8 seconds. No, what is it? 10 times a day, 8 seconds, or 4 times a day, 1 minute and 20 seconds for vibration. Though that's the basis. But then try
Okay.
and see what your body says, right? There's no
Okay.
rule, actually. Your body is the rule. That's where we are.
Done. 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 Got
Okay?
it. Thank you so
No
much.
worries.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
Misha. No worries. Okay. Um, we are 10 to 9, so I will have to finish this one. And if there's any questions that are urgent, pop them in the Facebook group. I know I've been away now, but I'm in the group. I will respond as soon as I can. If there's anything, always you can tag me in the group underneath the post of the training, and I will always give you feedback if that's for the session. If there's no other answer in the group, you can always ask a question directly in the group. No chats. Facebook doesn't have chats anymore, so we have only groups, so you can ask the questions in there. But otherwise, next week Christy will be doing the training, and then we have the last two. I think there's last two trainings, yeah, for November. And then we are in December. Holy moly guacamole. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for being here. It was lovely seeing everyone. And have a beautiful weekend. And I'll be chatting with you in the group, and I'll be seeing you in 2 weeks. Have a great night. Bye-bye.